Hi, good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday. It's Saturday morning here, and we're having a blustery, windy, they called it a glustery for gust and bluster, I don't know, and rain sideways. And right now it's a break, but it's coming. It's coming and going. So I'm still going through my dishwasher saga. That's just my pan that I made dinner in last night, and I'm soaking that right now so I can get it clean. It has to be washed separate. It weighs like 30 pounds or something. I got a towel under it so it doesn't mess up my sink. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kendra, and this is going to be a whole bunch of nothing and something and everything. And it's an open collab today. It's hashtag mix it up in the kitchen, and our hostess is Maniac Grammy's Homestead. And I'm going to show you a card at the beginning and at the end of this video. So if you want to get in on this open collab, you can. Sorry, showing you the sink. Okay, so because my dishwasher is messed up and I have still not called to get one put in, I'm suffering from anxiety that I won't like it, that it won't fit when they get here, that my husband will think I spent too much money, or I will think that I didn't spend enough. Case in point, this little brat right here. I was so messed up without a kitchen when the refrigerator went out. See, we bought this house 5 years ago, and all of the appliances were here, and slowly they're leaving me. So anyway, I got a cheaper model, and I wish I had not, because he was like, "Do what you want. Go ahead, just do it." And so I didn't. I got a cheaper model, and now I'm sorry. So because I've always had a dishwasher, I don't even own a dish drainer. So this is dish Tetris that I'm doing here, hoping that I don't have an accident because it's a long ways down. Okay, other than that, I'm going to show you, I got something in the mail, and I'm going to look at it in the kitchen. So I'm going to be mixing it up in the kitchen. Let's go look. All right, I got 2 or 3 packages. I got 3 packages, and one is not fun at all. So here's one, and it's just part of one. I'm just going to show you the highlights of it. It's lots and lots of these little stickers, and they're for Christmas and for winter and that kind of thing. And I really like this style, this old-fashioned. It reminds me of Little Women or Downton Abbey or just Victorian. I love, love, love the old Victorian type Christmas or around that era. So we've got some Santas, and in these Victorian mixes, you'll always get a creepy Santa, in my opinion. One of the Santas, I don't know what I did with him. He was in the woods with a pair of binoculars that he would not have been able to find, I don't think. Maybe they did have binoculars like that, but he's peeping through the trees. I'm like, have you had a background check? Anyway, I'm going to put these away and show you some others. The others are like, for Christmas, look like some baking things. Now I remember it's coming back to me. I did order these. All right, now here are I guess these would be called baked goods or food from Christmas. There's not a stinker in the bunch of this one. I love each and every one of these. There are several, like winter or gingerbread house or bakery or whatever you'd want to call it. Just lots and lots of different ones of those. I think those would look cool on Christmas cards, either above or below your return address or their address. Do you know what I mean? I know most people don't do Christmas cards anymore, but I'm a dinosaur and I still do. And plus, for me, it's not a hardship. I know that when my kids were littler, it was more of a hardship to spend money on things like postage and cards. So I didn't, go all out. I just sent to close family. And to really close family, they got it handed to them. Okay, so I love gingerbread people too. Gingerbread men, women, children. There's a gingerbread Santa. There are several of those. And angels. There's another Santa. See, these aren't creepy. These are not creepy, not one. There's cupcakes and cookies. And What would that be called? Is that, no, it's not a trifle, is it? Just a cake. I heard back in the old times, sugar was, hard to come by and was expensive if you did come by it. And so they wouldn't frost a lot of cakes. A lot of cakes would be like your banana cake or something like that, whatever, carrot cake that just had the goods in them. And then when they started frosting them, because it was a big deal, you'd get frosting on the top and in the layers. They didn't start frosting the whole entire cake, from what I've heard, until around World War II, after the whole, sugar rationing and butter rationing and all of that was let up. And so what started it, in a lot of cases it always is, this is just what I read, you can go check your facts, I'm just babbling. What started it were the cake and frosting companies. So they would say, look at this cake, and they would show mounds of thick frosting. You know how they do. And that's what we've come to expect a lot of times, a lot of us, when you have a birthday cake or something, where it's got like waves on the top and extra lining around like you're making a color page. Anyway, I'm going to quit babbling. I love this, as you can clearly tell. Wouldn't it be nice to have the talent? I just don't, to do something like that. Okay, I'll show you I think this is the last one that came with this package. And like I said, I didn't even put them all out because I ran out of room. Okay, this is the last, I think, bunch. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think this is the last bunch I'm going to show you. So these are all nostalgic Christmas, nostalgic meaning a ways back. And so I like these fat peppermint sticks. I used to buy my kids giant peppermint sticks, not the kind that had the hook, but just a stick. And they would be, a wrapped one, and they were just so pretty. They were made that nostalgic. They weren't that like bright red and Snow White. They were kind of a satiny burgundy red with a satiny, I don't know what you call it, cream color, around. Anyway, they never opened one over the years, and I did it every year, and every year it just never got ate. It's like photo op. Hold that while I take your picture. Anyway, I'm rambling, but here's some, like that I'm talking about. And then we've got some vintage Santas, and I don't see any creepies. And then we've got some families going on here and some more Santas. These are children dressed like Mr. and Mrs. Santa. Only a couple of trees in this one. And then we've got some outdoor things with children. These are advertisements, and they're not in English. At first I thought, well, maybe, since these are made in China, they don't, really need to read or know how to spell. They can just throw up some letters and put a Christmas picture. What do you think? Is it another language? If it is, I'm going to say like Eastern Europe, maybe. It just doesn't look right. I just don't think it really is words. Maybe some of them are. Okay, and then there's little angel babies, and isn't she precious? Little bird of paradise, mate. Looks like a chicken. Chicken paradise. Laid some eggs right there. I shouldn't be so irreverent. All right, and some gifts, and I wanted to point this out. Now, is it just me? You're going to think I'm terrible. Okay, not this guy, but the one next to him. Is that the style? Darn it, come on, focus. Hold on. I'm holding the camera with one hand. What is he wearing? Did men wear hats with feathers? And the other two aren't dressed like that, but maybe they were in a play. Maybe they've come home from the theater, and these are the children that went to watch, and these were the actors, and these were the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. I don't know. But I'm telling you what, it looks like he's wearing a dress to me, and he's got a chest on him. But I'm just saying, that guy right there, right there. Right after I said I need to not be irreverent, I do love these stickers. And I think as far as AI goes, because I think they're all created that way when they come from Amazon, from China, they did a pretty good job all in all. I've seen a whole lot worse. So I'm excited to use these in the coming season, and I have 2 more things to show you. All right, this one is coffee and tea themed, and there's not very many stickers, but so about half of them are double. There's 2 of each, but some of them aren't. Like there's no, anyway. So there's different types of coffee and tea. I don't have a pour over, and I've never used one. I bet it's kind of cool to use. And then it's got lots of different kinds of coffees and teas. Looks like maybe white tea, I don't know. And this is the only one that has a snack with it. Looks good. So it came in this little tiny box, but I only paid like $3.99 for it or something on Amazon. So, and I think these are all different teas. Do silkworms grow in, or do their thing in tea leaf trees, bushes, whatever? I think that's a silkworm. I could be very wrong. But anyway, that's that for that whole box. And I don't know what this is. If I found it in a house here, I would think it had something to do with injuries, like first aid. Doesn't that look like calamine or, I don't know, an ace bandage? I mean, it brought me right to it. So I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody else does. It's kind of a nice little box, and that little teacup right there was included right there. And I think these are the tea leaves that were in, So if you did a little collage and you wanted some little things to take up space, there you have it. Okay. This next thing is no fun. I'll show you anyway. Thank you, Brenda, Maniac Grammy's Homestead, for hosting this every Saturday for us and looking at our videos and commenting and that kind of thing. Every time you do that, I think, well, that's really nice, that she's choosing to do this, hosting this every Saturday. So, usually when I mix it up in the kitchen, I do something like make a recipe or whatever, and I am just too far behind to do that today. I still need to bathe the poodles, even though they had their hair done at the groomer. I have to do that again. And I have laundry to fold and put away. And I have floors to clean, which brings me to my point. Isn't this exciting? I got 2 of my mop head refills. These are not the good ones that came with the actual when I bought it at Costco. These are more cottony, and I think they're going to fall apart, and they're going to hold stains worse. I always just put my old one in the washing machine, shake it after it's done, and then hang it up, and it's good as new. But here's the deal. It's not microfiber. I don't know that I can do this with the microfiber, but I'm going to try. I had 2 because the mop came with one, and I bought an extra at Costco. Well, I had somebody come do housekeeping for me, and it was just once, and that's all it took. I said, please don't use your cleaning, liquids and powders and that, and please don't use your vacuum or your mops. I would like them, because in my mind, I'm thinking, where did they clean last with that mop head? How clean is it now? I would rather, because I clean mine after I use them. Yeah, I'm a little picky. More picky than I ought to be for a little too bougie, right? Anyway, she used her own stuff. Not only did she use her own stuff, but when they left, I was missing a mop. My mop bucket was dry. The other mop, there were 2 ladies. The other mop hadn't been used, but the whole mop, a second. So I caught him in the driveway and I said, hey, I'm missing a mop. And she's like, oh my goodness, we carry so many with us. And she brought me just a mop stick. And I didn't even say anymore because I was like, we're done here. Because when I walked through the kitchen, before I even yelled out the door, my mop is missing, They had dumped the mop bucket with the dirt and the hair and the fur and whatever else was in the mop water in the kitchen sink. In the kitchen sink. And, you know, I've got one of those screen drains. I'm a crab. Anyway, all of the dirt and everything was still in the kitchen sink. I have, in my laundry room, I have a utility sink. And so that's what we use. And so I knew they'd done it because when I came, but before they left, I saw it. And I said, oh my goodness, you probably didn't know. We don't use the kitchen sink to dump filthy water. We use the utility sink, you know. And I was really, really nice about it because people don't know. And she's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, no big deal. You know, now you know. Well, she didn't rinse the dirt out. When she left, she just left it and took the mop. Anyway, I didn't get my mop head back. I never will get another one apparently because I can't find the right ones. I like the really clothy ones that came with the actual thing. But you know what? I see now that you can get a different Ocedor system that has 2 buckets within the one. And one is always clean water and one is where you spin the dirty water. I think that's a better system and I'd love to have it. I wonder if Costco sells that too because they do have a good price. Wow, I've got a lot of yammering going on today. I've had a lot of coffee. I got up at 6. I went to sleep about 10:30. So it was a pretty good, you know, sleep. Really it was. But anyway, that's not the point. That's my haul and that's my kitchen news, my dishes. I'm going to try to go ahead and force myself to call the local appliance place and tell them I want a Maytag stove to go with the Maytag. I'm sorry. I want a Whirlpool brand stove oven. What is wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with my stove. My stove is fine. It's my dishwasher. I need a Whirlpool to match the Whirlpool refrigerator that it will set next to. Okay, how clear as mud was that? You guys, if you hung around this long, you're a Brit, you're a prince, you're a gem, you're a peach. Thank you. I think I'm coming down with a cold. I'm losing my voice, and I'm not feeling right. I'm feeling foggy. Froggy. Bye, everybody. If I haven't scared you and you want to give me a thumbs up or a comment, I'd love that. Bye-bye. Look at that little beast. She's eating my ginkgo bush. Does it help your memory, babes? Can I get you a chair?